What do you want to say?
On January 2nd, 2018, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2018, which has been posted on the bulletin board at Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, faxed to the Our Town, the Record, and the Community News newspapers, and distributed to all persons, if any, requesting copies of same pursuant to said act. In case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They're immediately to my right, and the double doors at the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be rebroadcast.
Tonight's invocation will be given by lay pastor Betty Fetzer from the First Presbyterian Church.
Thank you. Thank you all. It's always a pleasure to be here, but I have to tell you, in all honesty, I came tonight without a check. I don't know if I can stay.
Bring your purse.
You take credit cards.
I bring that in. Travel light. Let us pray. Hear our prayers of praise and thanksgiving, O Lord, for all the blessings we have received. We pray for our town of Maywood and its residents and its leaders, be they volunteers or employees. Each play a vital role in the life of our town. We ask that you give all of us an open mind in choosing you and in following the golden rule. And in so doing, please give us the vision to see beyond ourselves and to see the good in others. Give us the mouth to speak wisely with words that are kind and just. May we have the heart to be both tender and strong in reaching out to others. Give us the strength to resist evil and to be brave and strong in facing adversity. May the tears we shed be only those of true sorrow or in times of great joy and happiness, but never in temper or anger or hate. But mostly let us pray for peace, joy, love, and hope as we remember we are all the children of you, O God, most holy. Amen.
Everyone join me in saluting our nation's flag, please. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Fabre.
Here.
Council members. Garofalo.
Present.
Olin.
Here.
Trevino.
Here.
Lindenau.
Present.
Moroni.
Here.
Padovano.
Here.
Borough Attorney Ronald Dario.
Here.
Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Pellegrini is here.
Okay, we have Fred Planier, our engineer, to give us monthly report.
Thank you. Honorable Mayor and Council, we issued an engineer's report dated January 16th for tonight's meeting. I'll briefly go through each of the individual topics. The first is the Economic Recovery Program project. Again, as I mentioned at the prior meeting, December 14th, the existing pump station was taken offline. All flow has been directed to the new gravity sewer. We've provided the maintenance manuals and documents and chart paper to Mr. Mewman, so he has the ability to maintain the meter that's within the gravity sewer line. The only outstanding items with respect to the project are fencing, windscreen, a new gate, and site restoration. That work would be completed in favorable weather conditions just because there's concrete involved with respect to the foundations of the fencing. The next item on the list is the West Magnolia Lane, the bridge project. Again, D&L Paving had completed some work in November and in December as it related to it. Just due to the weather conditions, even though we've had some warmer weather, they've halted construction until the spring for that reason. William Street, Fairway, and Duvier Place, the roadway improvements project. All paving, all concrete work has been completed. The only outstanding item is just an inspection of the green belt to ensure that the grass is taken correctly. That would occur in the spring, then we'd close that project out. Similarly, with Oak Avenue, the roadway improvement project from West Pleasant to Parkway, all work's been completed with respect to paving, curbing, sidewalk. The only outstanding item is touching up the green belt in the spring and ensuring that the grass is taken, then the project would close out. The next item is the PSE&G 69 kV improvements project. As I mentioned at the previous meeting, we met with, or actually received an email from Verizon on December 11th as it related to the double pole removals that you see with the larger poles and the smaller poles next to them. They stated in the spring of this year they'll have completed removing all those double poles and transferred all of the equipment to those larger poles. As it also relates to that, there was the existing streetscape on the western side of the new streetscape on Maywood Avenue was damaged by PSE&G in January through the construction of their conduit project. The borough wasn't alerted to that. Our office wasn't alerted to that. We contacted PSE&G directly. They assured us that they'll reinstall all streetscape improvements to the previous condition that were designed and constructed by the borough's contractor. That will occur in the spring when the weather breaks. The next item on the list is the Maywood Avenue Streetscape Phase 2. In the coming weeks, we'll be meeting with Ms. Stern and going over the improvements and preparing construction documents so that can be bid in the spring, constructed in the summer. The next item on the list is the annual stormwater report. That's a regulatory requirement that DEP requires. We work with Ms. Stern and Mr. Newman to complete that report and submit it online for the borough to ensure compliance. That concludes our report. I'd be glad to address any questions or comments that the governing body had.
Anyone from the council have any questions for the engineer? Greg, if you wouldn't mind remaining for the public.
I'd be glad to.
If I forget, feel free.
Sure, I'd be glad to. Thank you.
Okay, are there any work session items? Thank you. Any items on or off the agenda? Bring them up. There's no proclamations. All right. At this point, I'd like to open the meeting to the public. Anyone from the public wishing to be heard? Please.
Betty Fetz, 652 Grant in Maywood. I have two concerns, and maybe they've been addressed and I'm not aware of it. One is what I would consider the blight of Maywood and Pleasant Avenue at the corner of Palmer and Pleasant. It's the old bakery building, holes in the walls, holes in the ceiling, parts of the aluminum siding falling down. If nothing else, it might be a health hazard. And the few times that I go by, I never see anything happening. So maybe somebody can look into that and figure out what's going on. And the other thing is also on Pleasant Avenue, and the bank building itself is not handicap accessible. They went through this big renovation. They have new doors and windows, and if you are in a wheelchair or on crutches, you'll have a heck of a time opening the outside door to get into the fancy new vestibule. But once you're in there, you still have to go through another door, and if you're handicapped, you can't do it. During the warmer months, they kept the inside door open, so if you got through the first door, you could just walk in or ride in, depending on what your mode of transportation was. But now that it's cold, that door is closed. There's no access to push, like the door downstairs for handicapped people or disabled people, and it's just something I think that needs to have some attention.
Does the private business have to comply with state?
They don't have to. I'm surprised after all the money they put in that place that they didn't do that, to be honest with you.
We're happy to take a look at it and see what the plan showed in the first place, and if something's missing, because it does seem unusual, but we could take a look at the plans tomorrow with the construction official.
Betty, I can assure you that there's been a lot of discussion with the fire department and the fire inspector with regard to the bakery, and something will be done very shortly. It's a fire hazard at this point, so yes, something will be done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public wishing to be heard? Please.
Lorraine Lappin, 306 Concord Drive in Maywood. Betty brought up the Pleasant Avenue. Are the stores on Pleasant Avenue required to clean in front of their doorways, in front of the stores? Are they required to do that?
Are the store owners required to clean the front?
Yes, they are.
Sidewalks, yes.
Okay,
They're supposed to maintain that.
with this last snowstorm, the sidewalks, in many of the places, were not shoveled.
Wait, I'm sorry, Mary, were you talking about cleaning debris, or were you talking about shoveling? Or both?
Debris, first of all, there's always litter all over the street, you know. But I was talking about the snow. The latest snowstorm, the prior snowstorm, the streets, the sidewalks are not good, and there was no access from parking your car to getting onto a sidewalk unless you climbed over a mountain of snow. So I don't know if anybody knows the issue, but the sidewalks were icy and snow-covered this last snowstorm.
I mean, unfortunately, that's passed,
Yeah,
and we
you know,
can't do anything now, but if
If you
we
do see something
are more
like that, the best thing
vigilant
would be to
the
call
next
the borough,
snow.
so we can send somebody out there. But to be fair, I think we need to have the inspector just,
Yeah,
the
well,
building inspector give a...
right, normally people
a
call
once
us
off.
and we do
Yeah.
ticket them, but if we don't get a call and if for some reason we don't see it, you know.
Yeah.
Well, I have to clean my sidewalk.
They do too.
They do-
But
they
the
do
thing
too.
is, I don't know that your sidewalk's not clean unless somebody tells me. I don't pass your house all the time. And similarly, if something's going on, it would just be good, because then we can get somebody there right away, and we could write them up. If it's melted, we can't really go back in time.
But I just wondered if there was an ordinance that they have to clear the
There absolutely
snow
is.
off their sidewalk.
There absolutely is. Please.
Tom Richards, 347 Golf Avenue. First, let me say Happy New Year. Councilman Coleman and Council Garfolo, God bless, good work. I spent 20-odd years on the council, not as mayor, but as on the council. Very rewarding and can be very satisfying. Great opportunity to serve. You'll love it. Let me start off with some good news. This is the only meeting I can make all year. Okay. Our schedule is the same.
Let me see what I can do about that, Tom.
No, you're right, I can work that out. I looked at that, I threw that out the window. He put an RFQ in to do it. Anyway, don't you have a property maintenance inspector?
We did. You hired.
I hired him?
Yep.
Okay, but that's part of his job.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Like I said, we're gonna send him, we should send him there, or he should be doing it anyway, but that would be something that he should be catching.
The reason that I came out tonight, the real reason I stood up here, on my way to work this morning, I had the opportunity to follow the garbage truck on Maywood Avenue, okay? You're a fireman, you know that you cannot ride on the back of a fire truck. There's an OSHA regulation against it for you and anybody.
PO's.
POSHA, okay. There's a drastic fine. The last time I looked, it was about 10 grand. It was raining this morning. You had two employees riding from one end of town to the other on the back of a truck, holding onto the truck, like garbage men do. But they weren't garbage. I don't know what the truck was out this morning. It was our truck, two men on the back, in a very dangerous situation. Steps are slippery, okay? The last time I came here was a safety issue that I got and spoke about, paving the street by one man. When I was involved in what you folks do, I was, as I'm sure the clerk remembers, I was a safety fanatic. Please, keep it on, because not only can the individual get hurt, okay, but the fines can be drastic.
It would have been beneficial had you called earlier, we could have stopped him from doing it at that moment, rather than waiting today, but I appreciate you telling us that. I would
You know,
ask
Mr.
for
Mayor,
that you,
Mr. Mayor,
just tell
I
him.
want
was
to find
before
out,
your offices
I
were
want to
open.
find out who was on the truck.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm telling you, I'm not looking to be criticized. Have a good evening.
You too, thank you. Anyone else on the public wishing to be heard? Seeing none, close the meeting to the public. And, approval of minutes. Is there a motion for the approval of the December 19th, 2017 council meeting and closed session minutes and the January 2nd, 2018 reorganization minutes?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garafalo?
Approve the January 2nd.
Omen?
Similarly, I was not December 19th, but certainly for January 2nd.
Trevino?
Yes, I also have to abstain from December 19th. I was yes to January 2nd.
Linda now?
Yes to the 19th, abstain from the 2nd.
Maroney?
Yes.
Oh, all right.
Padavano?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, presentation of bills and claims and request for public comment. The clerk presented the bill resolution. Is there anybody from the public wishing to be heard with regard to the bill resolution? Seeing no one, is there a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garafalo?
Yes.
Ullman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Linda now?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Padavano?
Yes.
Correspondence and report of the borough clerk.
Okay, couple items. Our next meeting, February 13th, I spoke with our risk manager, and he's going to come and do the elected officials training. We would start our meeting at 6 o'clock. Is that good with everybody, at 6 p.m. start?
When, I'm sorry, February 13th.
The next scheduled meeting.
To
And that's the,
Is the hour long?
Oh, yeah.
right, and that's where we get $250 for each,
Gene, I need for you for that.
okay.
So there goes $250. Reschedule that.
You don't get your $250.
But we get it, if we get it, I'll make sure.
It doesn't have to be the 13th, you know.
No, it doesn't. We want to do it earlier than later, because that goes into my second. There is another requirement that had come through the email. Yeah.
If the town gets the 250, why don't we make it so we're all here? So then there's another...
Okay, well, we'll see what other date.
27th? Or you want to see you get
Well,
to the
I
time?
can see his...
Yeah, because he has a lot of these to do,
Right.
so,
So I'm not doing the 13th.
I think there's a limit anyhow on how much of that. I think we get it for each member. Isn't there a limit of how many?
No, it's everybody.
Is it everybody?
Yeah.
Council.
Oh, I thought there was,
Yeah.
what's the other one that we only have a certain amount, but whatever.
But the U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity, I have a resolution and some information. The governing body has to, like you do for the audit, sign a group affidavit that you familiarized yourself with the enforcement guidance and the local unit, our hiring practice and compliance, which I have also included in a packet that I'll distribute to you to review, and we have to do it, understand it, read it, and approve it prior to submitting our budget for this year. So that's something we will have to do. And also Frank was going to discuss that further at this meeting, as it links with insurance and so forth. So I'll see what other dates he's available. Is there any upcoming meetings that anybody's not going to be available for, according to our meeting schedule, or you don't know? Okay. Well, I'll get back to you on that. The correspondence we received was from the Chamber. They're looking to have the street fair on the 29th of April, on a Sunday. And they're also interested in having a classic car show on Sunday, July 8th. So, if you want to have any discussion on this, get back to me. We could put that on the next agenda for approval. And I think that's all I have right now.
Did the chief have a recommendation with regard to the street fair? Did he give a recommendation?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I know that he favored the idea that we were just having one instead of two.
Okay.
But there's nothing specific other than that.
All right. If you hear something, find out. And then maybe that's something we discuss at the next meeting. Car show and the street fair.
That's it, or on the agenda?
No. Discuss it. I mean, we want to discuss it now, but I'd rather get some input from the chief first, so we discuss it in the next meeting, and then we'll put it on the agenda. What's the, how much time do they need to pre-plan that?
Well, they're looking to sign people up, so obviously the chamber president was asking that we give him an answer sooner than later.
Okay.
I think that
when it comes to the car show, that it should be specifically a car show and doesn't become a mixed bag, so to speak.
Are they looking for a car show?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they'll have food vendors, but I don't think we need, certain other things that they've done in the past.
What are they?
The rides for the kids and things like that.
It's in April, and that's in July. But they were looking to have them put on sooner than later. They wanted to but we have to discuss and bring it up first to council.
All right, well, unless we hear anything from the chief, let's just put it on the agenda. If we hear something different, we'll hold off, but if we don't hear anything, just throw it on the agenda for the next meeting, we'll vote on it. We okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. That was it, Chief? That's all I had. All right, thank you. Report of the administrator.
Mayor, I have 4 items in closed session, and just a heads up that, as you see, our fireworks contract is on this evening's agenda, and all our bands are getting ready to march once again on July 4th in the parade.
Excellent. Thank you. Report of the attorney.
Mr. Mayor, we got closed session report involving contracts, litigation, and personnel. It could be somewhat lengthy.
Committee reports. Councilman Gallo.
So the Board of Health held their 2018 annual rabies clinic. It was a huge success. There were 79 pets that were vaccinated, including 72 dogs and 7 cats. Thanks to Jean and Sally, Tara, for all their work, and the whole Board of Health Committee. You can still stop by Borough Hall to pay your license fee and pick up your license. The 2018 Wellness Challenge, a 12-week walking program, will be Wednesdays at 7 o'clock starting on March 28, 2018 and finishing on June 19, 2018. So I hope to see everybody out there to walk. And in December, the Board of Health received $2,638 in fees for a total for 2018 of $13,855. The Insurance Safety Committee met, and our meetings are planned for March 21st, June 20th, September 19th, and December 5th at 9 a.m. The Teterboro Aircraft Noise Abatement Advisory Committee meeting is tomorrow night at 7. If folks would like to come, they can let me know. I'm allowed to bring 3 guests, I know. More than that, I have to give advance notice.
You're going to be lining up for that.
First come, first served on who wants to go. Yeah, that's the end of my report.
I'll see you after the meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Garofalo.
Yeah.
Councilman Ullman.
Green Team is scheduled to meet February 6th. Safety Commission is meeting this Thursday, and next the site is scheduled for March 12th. And there is a tentative date for our annual shredding event of November 3rd.
Yep.
Never too early to plan ahead for shredding. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Hall.
Oh, if I could just add, everybody, you received what I have up to date as far as meeting schedules for your different committees in your mailbox tonight, too.
Thanks, Chief.
Okay?
Thank you. Councilman Trevino.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Last week, the library board meeting, they elected the new officials. Congratulations to Lorraine in the audience, who's the new president of the Library Trustees Committee. For the Maywood Municipal Alliance, we set our meeting dates for the year and some upcoming events. Maywood Avenue School Madcap dance and activity nights will be held on March 9th, April 13th, and June 1st. A presentation called Hiding in Plain Sight, which is an interactive program that's going to be provided to the students during school hours and to the parents in the evening. That will be on Wednesday, March 28th. And the 3-screen assembly, which has been successful in the past, will be at both schools on Monday, May 14th. Eye to Eye and Point of View are the 2 presentations that will that they will have depending on the age of the students. Other than that, I just had a closed session item for personnel.
Councilman Lindenau. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple quick things with the DPW. Had a few snowstorms. You guys have been working hard. The equipment's holding up. They haven't had any major problems. The new calcium chloride mixture system seems to be working better, getting the salt down on the smaller snowfalls. I noticed it the other day when we had snow. They hit a lot of the trouble areas, and there was blacktop on my way to work, so that was good. And then there was a big storm while I was away, and the guys went out and did their best. I'm asking the residents to please not shovel snow into the streets, and to please, after the plows go through, don't pull your car out into the street and clean all the snow off of it, because people complain that their streets are not getting plowed, or they're not getting plowed curb to curb, but they're part of the problem. They're shoveling snow into the streets after the plows go down. And these guys are out there working hard to try and get the streets clean. They don't like seeing the middle finger when they go by, because you just shoveled your driveway. I've heard stories of shovels being thrown at trucks. They're out there trying to work. They really want to try and get the streets clean, so give them a break. It's just snow. That's all I have tonight. Councilman Maroney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I know, you just looked that way. I met with Chief Pegg for quite some time today as the first meeting of being the police liaison. And I have tons of stuff to digest, so I'll have more in the next meeting. But I do want to say that our bloodhound Zoe was nominated to the New Jersey Veterans Association Hall of Fame. This nomination was based on her exemplary career combined with the ability to beat the odds in relation to her illness. And Patrolman Chris Nichols was notified after review of Zoe's entire portfolio that she was selected as the 2017 inductee to the New Jersey Veterinarians Memorial Hall of Fame, which will take place March 18th at the Hyatt Regency in Princeton. Wow. And there will be a professional video of Zoe to capture the glimpses of her career. It'll be quite interesting. And I have Betty Fetzer here, and since I missed the Hall of Fame, if you want to just update us on that, that would be wonderful. Since,
the Hall of Fame, the third Hall of Fame that we had was a week ago Sunday. And it was, I think, rather spectacular. We had a good turnout. We missed the firemen being there en masse because they had 2 calls back to back, and we understand that that's priority. We've received a couple of constructive criticisms on how to improve the program, and we'll take them under advisement, and all was well. And I just want to toss in that we had done the 2 bus tours around town to see the Christmas lights, and that's a favorite of everybody, but we're going to have to refine a few things on that. And everybody seemed to have a good time, and that's the name of the game.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And just to report that I have nothing close.
Council President Paduano.
Ooh, thank you. Okay, so starting on February 4th through May 12th is the Maywood Theater, the Recreation Theater Program. It's this time we're doing Seussical Junior. The other shows that we've had have been huge successes, so I'm sure this one will be as well. Rehearsals again start February 4th, and I believe there's a parent meeting on February 11th, and any information you can contact Lisa Shealy. For the construction office, they have, for permit fees, have collected a grand total of $7,732 from January 2nd to today. And the fire department has had an unprecedented 41 calls since January 1st.
Wow.
I think they're starting to think I may be a slight jinx to the fire department. I just wanted to mention also the fire police. They were out last Friday. It was raining. There was a pole fire on Maywood Avenue. And I know everybody, all the volunteers in town, do many things. I'm not taking away from anyone, but I did notice them because it was right on my street. They were out from about 11 o'clock in the morning until 8 o'clock at night in the pouring rain all day, directing traffic, just standing out there. It just says a lot about our town, the volunteers that we get. I just wanted to mention them. And also for my seniors, I refer to them as my seniors because I feel like they're my family at this point from being their liaison for a while. We lost a couple people over the past couple weeks, and I just wanted to mention them. Mr. Shermerhorn, Mrs. Penkew, and Mrs. Goebel all passed away over the past few weeks. And I wanted to mention them because they're such special people, and as much as it's a great loss for their families, it's a loss for our town too. So I didn't want to not mention them. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Paragon. The newsletter went out, Maywood Matters. Yes, I see looks on your face like in disbelief because you didn't get your copy, I imagine. And that's why I'm bringing this up. We've been getting calls of not only that I didn't get mine, but I've gotten 3 or 2 in my mailbox. So what's happening is our postal workers are delivering 3 and 2 and how many others rather than having to sort these. Now, I'm not going to assign any motive to that or anything like that, but in the past, the borough's always gotten complaints about the recycling calendar. I didn't get my calendar, and oh, I got 2, and I always just chalk that up to one sticking to the other one, and you know, it's kind of hard to get them together. These, as you can see, it's 8 thick pages. These aren't getting stuck together, so that's not by mistake. They're getting delivered into mailboxes intentionally, 2 and 3 at a time. This was paid for by a donation, the first quarter was paid for by a donation from the Hacklock Foundation. And it just so happens that one of the members lives in town, and she was one of the people that got 3. So what I'm asking is, and if we could throw this in the newspaper, anybody who didn't get their copy, we have extras. They can come to the borough, and if they can't make it, we'll figure out a way to get it to them. And also, if you did get several copies, please contact the borough as well, because right now, I spent last week, I think Thursday, because my block didn't get one. Nobody on my block got one. Yeah. So I spent about 3 hours back and forth with different numbers and different people in the post office, whether it's in South Hackensack or in town. I tried to call Mason. These numbers just ring, and it's. I don't know what the state of the post office is at this point, but I know I asked Roberta to also contact Senator
Congressman Goddard.
So,
and I spoke to his district director today, and they're going to look into it. He was supposed to send me an email back, which I didn't receive today. I'll look into that tomorrow. But he did note that there have been a lot of complaints in Bergen County, particularly in his district, Paramus being one of them, where they're having trouble with mail delivery as well. So trying to get to the bottom of it, but at least it'll be helpful. I mean, even though it's not, quote-unquote, an agency of the government any longer, it's a private agency, there's still some oversight, and hopefully by him getting involved, we'll get some answers. But I tried the same numbers today, and the number, it rings, and then all of a sudden it goes busy, and nobody answers.
The one person that I was able to get in touch with was a part-time supervisor here, not full-time supervisor. And she just couldn't fathom how they weren't being delivered and just didn't want to hear it. I tried to explain that we've had so many calls, and it just, I didn't get anywhere with it. So I'm not dropping this. This quarter was paid for by the Hacklock Foundation, but these are quarterly. They're not going to be paying for everyone. So at some point, this is coming out of taxpayers, their pockets. This was a grant from the Hacklock Foundation, and I know, speaking with one of the members, he feels cheated as well. And at some point, this is going to be taxpayer money, And what I don't want to see happen is this, again, where people aren't getting their copies of this. This is the recycling calendars in here. So we're going to have to expend, whether someone has to come here or we have to take it to them, it's time, time's money. You know, you steal from people, take people's time, you're taking their most precious asset here. So if somebody has to come here and get this because our post office didn't deliver, there's a problem. So we will be following up with that, and I just wanted to, I guess, get that in the paper. You know, a little fire and brimstone, but I'm very upset about this. A lot of work went into it, a lot of work. All right, so that's, yeah.
The link was actually down for the Maywood Matters too on the website, and so I emailed Tara, I think, to see if she could.
She got it.
Trying to get it. It should be up.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for reminding me that. People can still download this from the website and print it up, but you know that wasn't the purpose of this. You don't get the same tactile feel of it, and it's just. If I wanted, we could have just put it up there and Hackworth didn't have to pay for any of this. That's not what the purpose is. To get it in people's mailboxes, get it on the refrigerator. Anyway. Speaking of Congressman Gottheimer, he had a teleconference the other day with regard to his proposal to set up a charitable fund with municipalities in the state and allow taxpayers to make charitable donations and get tax credits. I think it's a great idea. It's very much in the beginning stages. Council President Padavano and myself both were on it. We didn't contact each other through there. It would have been funny if we did, but we didn't. I did it from my kitchen, as you can see. I put my notes on my paper towel because I couldn't find paper and I didn't want to get up and miss anything. But I did transfer some of them to the paper. As I said, the goal is to provide tax relief for residents. There are a lot of moving parts. The biggest one being whether or not the IRS will accept something like this. It is currently in the works in between 20 and 30 states, but not in this magnitude, and not to the point where the government is expecting us to not have this tax credit. So I don't know where the IRS stands on this. Congressman feels that he will be able to get this to work. I have faith in him. At some point, if it is put into play, there will be a charitable fund set up. It'll be a line item in the budget, and residents will actually. What did they say about?
They said we could set up different items such as infrastructure or parks and recreation, and then the homeowner or the taxpayer can decide where they want that money to go when they donate it to the charitable fund.
That's right. And I know there's about I think 3 towns so far have already begun the works to get this going. The DCA will be providing guidance to local CFOs on how to do this because, as I said, there's a lot of moving parts. The timetable, he's moving fast on this. He's hoping to get this done within the next month, at least on the state end. I think Senator Sarlo is working on this as well. There's some discussion whether or not the governor can do it by executive order or it has to be done with the legislature, but we are monitoring this, and if this goes into play, we will be doing this as well. So just wanted to give an update on that. And I want to say that was a great Hall of Fame induction ceremony. The induction ceremony, it was wonderful. Kudos to the committee. Kudos to yourself, Penny. Great job. And I do know for a fact that there would have been a whole bunch more firefighters there had there not been a call. With regard to the 41 calls, over half of them are water emergencies. As you know, this time of year, pipes freeze, starts leaking in the basement or wherever, and we get there. Help them turn off the gas, the electric, whatever we can do to help out. If there's a situation where we can do a pump out, if it makes sense, we try and do that as well. But I'm hoping for a more calmer February.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay. We have no resignations. We have appointments. Anthony Colantino as a regular full member of the Maywood Fire Department assigned to Peerless Engine Company Number 2 effective January 23rd, 2018. Number 2, Kenneth Corrigan as a regular full member of the Maywood Fire Department assigned to Undyne Hose Company Number 1 effective January 23rd, 2018. And number 3, David Garofalo as a member of the Green Team effective January 23rd, 2018. Is there a motion for these appointments?
Motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garofalo?
I will vote yes on number 1 and 2, and I'll abstain from number 3.
Olman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Padavano?
Yes.
Council approval of the following. From the Maywood Police Officers Association, permission to hold a food truck fundraiser at Memorial Park from the Service Road to Spring Valley Road on Sunday, September 16, 2018, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. at the rain date of Sunday, September 23, 2018. Number 2, from the Maywood Police Department, permission to hold National Night Out at Memorial Park on Tuesday, August 7, 2018, from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Is there a motion for the approval?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garofalo?
Yes.
Olman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Padavano?
Yes.
Resolutions by title.
Resolution 3918, authorizing signatures on Borough draft check. Resolution 4018, resolution authorizing Neglia Engineering to prepare the 2017 annual stormwater management report for the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 4118, resolution authorizing fireworks display agreement between the Borough of Maywood and International Fireworks Manufacturing Company Incorporated. Resolution 4218, Municipal Alliance Grant Acceptance. Resolution 4318, resolution authorizing to enter into a grant agreement with the County of Bergen for CDBG funds. Resolution 4418, resolution authorizing bidding for the purchase and installation of backup generators for the DPW building in the Borough of Maywood Senior Citizens Building in the Borough of Maywood using the FEMA Hazard Mitigation Grant Funds. Resolution 4518, resolution authorizing change order number 1 for Maywood sanitary sewer improvements for the NJDIT project.
Is there a motion for the adoption?
Move to adopt.
Second?
Second.
Roll call.
Garofalo?
Yes.
Olman?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Padavano?
Yes.
Okay, we have no introduction of ordinances, but under new business, I do have something for new business. Anybody else have anything first? I know. There's a debate between Gina and I whether it would be new or miscellaneous. Work session. We never have. I was in discussion with some of the members of the planning board, and there was some talk, and I believe we're going to get a recommendation to include in our ordinance, our SOB district, where we currently have the pornography. We don't have pornography. That's where if something happens, it would be in that district. It's on Route 17. Sexual overlay?
This is sexual overlay.
It's easier to say pornography. That's probably...
Sexually oriented.
All right. Well, I know. Yeah, but I asked the attorney to prepare something so that we could discuss it and perhaps have it for the next meeting on the agenda to add to that SOB district, the overlay. Did you pass that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. To add to that tattoo parlors, and in the event that marijuana is legalized, to have marijuana, I don't know what you would call it, like
Dispensaries.
Dispensaries. Thank you. Shop. I don't know. The 70s was a long time ago. I don't know. But and that would make sense because you have a dialysis center right over there in that area, and I don't know, medicinal uses, I suppose. But either way, it's probably better for us to get ahead of this than let it take control on our end. So if we zone it for certain places, then we allow it in certain places, and we can control that. Other than that, if someone wants to put something like that elsewhere, they would have to come for a variance. So,
That mean that the green tea can't grow marijuana there?
I think we would be exempt, right? The borough's exempt from that, so yes, if the green team wanted to...
Have to incorporate.
How do you even, you can't even bring that up, like keep a straight face, but I guess it's, listen, it's legal and
It's
the
coming.
green team wants to... All right. So guys, please check this out. This would be an amendment to our SOB overlay.
You're going to have to use the overlay by the community garden, so there's no issue.
I'm sorry?
You have to use this issue of the community garden included.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand. Maybe we might have to move our community garden to Route 17.
We can't spot zone.
We can't sponsor. Thank you.
Everybody's a lawyer.
Everybody's
No, not everybody,
Gene, do you want to, something else? Do you want to...
Well, this is what I was speaking about, the packages to review on the EEOC, the Equal Opportunity Employment.
Okay.
Okay?
So now everybody has one.
Everybody has one to review for the next meeting.
Yes.
This is what we have to sign, that we understand it and know it?
Yeah, but after the resolution is passed.
Okay.
This is just information.
If anybody has any questions on it, feel free to reach out to me. I'll go into greater detail. No, we don't have to do it tonight. It's not.
Or we have to keep it.
Oh, we got a lot going on tonight.
All right. That's all I have for new business. So if you would please take a look at this proposed change to the ordinance, and we can talk about it at the next meeting, and then hopefully we can put it on the agenda for the next one if we're all in favor. No more new business? Is there any old business? How about miscellaneous? Any miscellaneous business? No. Okay, we do have a closed session for the purpose of...
Litigation, personnel, and contract.
Litigation, personnel, contract. Okay. So, is there a motion to go into closed session?
We should go close.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Be resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood pursuant to provision of the Open Public Meeting Act, the Mayor and Council meetings in closed session to discuss the following subject matters: litigation, contract negotiations, and personnel. Be further resolved as precisely as determined at this time, the discussion conducted in such closed session can be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided disclosure shall not violate the attorney-client privilege or constitute undue invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved, Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood do not envision a return to open session after this meeting, but reserve the right to do so.
Thank you everyone for coming. Greg?
Hey, you have 2 seconds?
Yeah.
John? You have to have those things for you.